Hi, my name's Sue, and I live on Narrowboat Survivor along with Tony, our three cats and three dogs. We're semi-retired, and this is basically our journey. It's been quite a week actually. Tony went back to work after having Christmas off because he drives coaches for the school, so he's had 2 weeks off, which has been really nice. He went back, and I actually Wednesday I had a hospital appointment, and it's been decided that I should have my gallbladder removed. So that was quite eventful. Nice start to the new year, but it's needed doing for a long time. So hopefully it'll be removed via keyhole. Yeah, the only thing I'm a bit well, not worried, but I've got to stop my HRT. Now, this HRT has been amazing for me in my experience. Before I started taking it, I had brain fog, I had pain everywhere in my body was hurting. I wasn't sleeping well, palpitations, really felt at rock bottom. And then it was, had sort of all tests done and everything, and it was decided that I should go on. And I've been on Femistone Conti for it's got to be 5 years. It could be longer than that because it was before lockdown, I'm sure it was. And they've told me that I need to come off that because it's estrogen, and that can cause blood clots. So I've got to come off that 6 weeks before the operation, but I'm hoping that I can have the patch, which is the I can't say these words. Anyway, yeah, hoping I can have that. So if anybody's had any experience like this, then if you'd like to leave a comment, what your experience was like, that would be brilliant. So that was that. And while I was in the hospital, oh my goodness me, opposite was another doctor's place, and this couple were in there, and this poor doctor, they were shouting at him, they were ranting and raving, and I was in the other part with the nurse. She was doing all the observation, the blood pressure, and she looked at me, and I said, what on earth? Why are people so aggressive? I just can't understand it. They're here to help us at the end of the day. They are rushed off their feet. I know people are probably a bit, annoyed maybe because of the strike, but that's that's up to them, isn't it? So I was quite, and I know, well, I just can't understand how people can be so aggressive. So I don't know how he got on, because I left before they left, but he was trying to calm them down, and yeah, so that was quite an eye-opener. I'd never experienced anything like that before. So that was quite an eye-opener. Sad, really. And so that was that. And then, come Friday, I started this damn cold. So all over the weekend, I've been coughing, and I'm still a bit, now, like, but it's been, yeah. I'm not a very good patient. I would rather be caring for somebody else than than me be ill. Um, but it did. I felt quite poorly, but I feel better today. Back to almost back anyway. Um, but Tony, he like, are you all right? Are you? Yes, as if to say, well, I can't, with the dogs, what do I do for them if, and it is quite funny. Yeah, but I am better, a lot better now. So that was that. I don't know if you saw in the background, that was Charlie having his afternoon um treat, I suppose. Yeah, and he is now sniffing around there. Charlie. Hello, Charlie. Hello, handsome boy. And there's Otis. Otis. Oh, Otis. He's 17, and all he does really is sleep. He goes out to do his jobs, and yeah, he just wants his comforts now. In fact, he'll be 18 this year, so he's quite a good age, very good age actually for a Staffordshire Bull Terrier, we've been told. It's quite strange because the 19th, which will be next Monday, what we called his wife, we had to have her put to sleep because she was very poorly, and she was 15 coming 16, and since then he seems to have quietened down. He's got the other two chihuahuas, but he really, I think, misses her. But the strange thing was they actually, because they're both rescued, but the kennel knew where they'd come from, so they knew their ages. Otis had come from a family, their situation had changed. He was 18 months old, and he was put into what I call care, and Macey, she had been put into care from the age of 7 months, and when we fetched her, she was slightly younger than Otis, or around about the same age, but she was so from the age of 7 months, and we actually adopted her, and she was around 18 months. Oh, excuse me, still got that cough. So she'd been in care for quite a long time. Anyway, she came to us, and then it was funny because they actually, this is what I was coming round to, they shared a kennel together. But there was a reserve when we went to look round. There was Otis and Macey, and there was a reserve on Otis, so I wanted Otis, I wanted Macey, I wanted both of them really. But yeah, there was a reserve on him, so Macey was available, so we took our other Staffy with us, so that they could meet, and the Staffy that we took with us, we'd already had from the kennels that they came from. So her name was Sue, so she knew us, and it was just a case of, so long as she got on with Zach, then we could take her straight home, which we did. And yeah, she was lovely. Anyway, it was about 10 weeks later, and my daughter, she wanted another Staffordshire to go. She'd already got one, and she wanted another one, you know, to so she phoned Tony and her stepdad, and asked him if he knew of anybody that she could rescue, because her Staffy was rescued, you know. So he said, yeah, I said, I'll give Sue a ring, see what she's got. So anyway, see, I was sat on the sofa. This was when we lived in the house, bearing in mind. And he was on the phone to Sue, and she, you know, yes, yes, we've got quite a few. So, and she ran the names down, and Ottis came up. So Tony looked at me, and Sue, he said, I can see where this is going. And Sue said, you can come and fetch him. He's yours. Because he was suffering from anxiety. So we actually went that day, that afternoon, and it was funny because he was in a parade. He was walking around this parade, bless him, and he was, you know, so proud of himself, and oh, he's been my dog. Macey was more Tony, and he's always been, you know, really close to me. And sometimes, well, I do take him for granted a little bit, and I'm trying to prepare myself, because, like I said, he's coming 18, and, you know, it's going to happen. But I don't think you ever do. So that's Ottis. So that's how we came to having my baby boy. And then we have got little Billy Boo. That's Billy Boo Boo. Yes. He's not very impressed, are you, Billy? Say hello, hello, hello. And we have got his brother Tommy, which you did meet if you saw the last video. And there's Tommy. And they're brothers. And our friend has got the mum and dad, Bobby and Lola. And when I first saw Bobby and Lola, I never ever thought I would have teacup chihuahuas. Never in my whole life, because when I was growing up, we had German Shepherds. My first marriage, I had a German Shepherd, and then Staffordshire Bull Terrier as well. You know, teacup chihuahuas, they're not very street cred, especially for Tony. He says, he said to me, he said, you can have them, but I'm not walking them. So that was that. So anyway, so I saw Lola and Bobby. Oh, I fell in love with them. Anyway, when Ange said that Lola was expecting, it was like, oh my God. But I never thought Tony would sort of say, well, you can have them, or buy them for me. So anyway, how it come about was I was going through a bit of a low period. My daughter, she was born visually impaired, Millie. This is Millie. Hi, Millie. And we've had them 3 years, so it's nearly 4 years ago that her sight started deteriorating even more, and she eventually lost her sight, so she's totally blind now. And I was really, really, so upset. How can this happen? Why has it happened to Millie? Why give us something? And then I get welled up even now. So Tony, when they were born, we popped to see Ange, and I just fell in love with them. So Tony, you know, he bought them to sort of help me along the along the path of Millie, and they are a total joy. Tommy is the naughtiest one. Billy, because we call him Tommy Tucker Little, and yeah, something that begins with F rhymes with Tucker. So that was that's him. Yeah. So again, that's what's been going on. Oh, the other thing is, I forgot. 2 weeks before, if not before, she said, you know, if you can sort of make sure you do it now, I've got to go on a really strict diet, because apparently, with it being keyhole, going back to the operation, with it being keyhole, I have to have a fat-free, really healthy diet, so that the liver will soften and shrink, apparently, so they can move it to get to the gallbladder. So, but needs must. Yeah, so I've been studying that today, seeing what I can and can't eat. I mean, I try to be good, you know, but yeah. So I've got to sort that out as well, get myself ready. So I keep looking at my babies. So yeah, I will I'll say bye for now, and if you liked this video, I don't really edit, because I just want it to be natural. This is me, this is my life, my experience, and it's, yeah. So if you did like it, then please like, share and subscribe. That would really help, and I'll see you in the next video. Okay, bye bye.